Basically, in this industry, and I got to make something very clear so people will understand that every business has to have a profit in it. You know what I mean? And in this industry, obviously today the consumer, they want everything for free. They don't want to pay the 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 actual price that this business built for. Now, you gotta understand, in this business we're dealing with warehouses that it's cost an arm and a leg. I mean, a respectable company today, has to have at least 20,000 square feet warehouse to start, or 10,000, 20, 30. You gotta have a big warehouse. So, you know, the cost effect very expensive. Now, to run trucks, very expensive. Insurances, oh my God, an arm and a leg. I mean, the word accident. I mean, I had an accident with one of my customers, so I did right by her, like Debbie Thompson. So, in the transportation business as well, there is a lot of accidents. Like me, let's say I had one of my tractor trailer driver a month ago. He slipped. He was in Montana. He slipped into a ditch. And I got him out. The tow truck company charged my insurance $11,000 just to get him out. And yeah, and after I got, I went to Penske. I got another tractor to connect to the trailer because I had a lot of customers that were waiting for the jobs. 4 hours later, he gave me a call and he's like, "Ozzy, guess what?" I mean, and I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "I just hit a deer." Now, you're driving on the 95, on the 15, on the 87. Things happen. I mean, a deer just crossed the highway, hit one of my trailers. Again, the cost effect that the drivers, they have no life, meaning they're working around the clock. Let's say right now I have a trailer driver, he's leaving Vegas and he's going all the way to New York. He's not going to be back in the next, especially ever since we have the electronic logbook, which is very tough, meaning every couple of days you got to shut down for 35 hours, and it's very strict, meaning if before we used to do a trip and a half, right now we barely do one. I can be a half hour away from your house, and the electronic logbook tells me, okay, you're off duty. Now, according to the DOT, you have to pull over, otherwise it's a fine. Your company will get a citation. So the industry became very complicated, very complicated. Now, the labor, the assistants in the industry, today, nobody will work less than 13, 14, 15 hours an hour. So you need to unload the truck, fix it in the warehouse, and then you need to load the trailers. So the cost effect in this industry, very expensive, very expensive. So today, the profit in this business, it wasn't like what it was back in the days, you know what I mean? So right now I'm trying to minimize things, especially when claims comes in. Now, as far as Debbie Thompson, I'm going to give you, an example. I am the face of the business. I am the face of the company. But then again, I have 100 employees. Sometimes it takes one or two, maybe even three bad apples to make a company look really bad. You know what I mean? So to babysit 100 employees, it's impossible. To babysit 20 employees, you're like right there, you're on the edge. So I think it's one of the most hardest business to run. And when the consumer deals with you, it makes you look really bad. Now, today with all the social media, it doesn't really help. And just like I told Debbie Thompson from day one, I told her, Debbie, I will work with you from beginning till end. If one of my employees, I mean, he did a mistake or damage or a fragile or whatever you want to call it, I'm here. I am the face of the company. I haven't left Debbie Thompson for a minute. Some customers, they're expecting it to be like Domino's Pizza, 30 minutes and you're there. It doesn't work that way. It's a process. We have a claim department. We have an adjuster. It has to go through a process. You know what I mean? Am I responsible for everything? Absolutely. That's why I'm the face of the company. But then again, you have a lot of things that are wear and tear. My actions, and I tell that to the customers. You got to be patient. For you going online and social media, you don't make it easy. You make it worse. So give me the benefit of the doubt. If I don't go through, then you do whatever you want. That's part of my negotiation with them. You know what I mean? If one of my employees, made a mistake, I am the face of the company. I will fix it. But people are too in a hurry to go to Yelp and all those social media and pretty much put a review. So what I'm advising to a lot of consumers out there, because I'm a consumer myself to a different industry, you know what I mean? Not to the moving industry, but to, so many other industry that I deal with, and, I do use the services. What I'm advising consumers out there, don't rush to go and make a company look bad. You know what I mean? Wait till the end results, Give the company the benefit of the doubt. I know personally, I know there is approximately, at least, because I'm a digger. I like to dig things and to find solution to any problem that there is out there. I'm a Virgo. I don't know if that means anything, but we're stubborn. It's like we do not take no for an answer, especially if you grew up in Brooklyn, New York. So basically, I'm trying to fix things. I'm on top of everything, and like I said, I don't take no for an answer. That means it comes to a point where it benefits the customer because I'm there. You know what I mean? I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to do anything. Go through the claim. They do process the claim. If you're not going to be happy with the claim, because according to the DOT, I got to be insure the consumer 60 cents per pound per article. Now, if they're not happy with that policy, then you're not going to be able ever to move because I'm not no different than any other van lines out there. All the van lines out there, it's a policy, 60 cents per pound per article. I know when something very expensive gets fragile, I know it's like, oh, it hurts. I do understand that. That's why today you have a third-party insurance that you can purchase. You can go through your homeowner's insurance. You can go to moving into. There's so many companies out there where you tell them you're doing a move with a company and you would like to purchase a $10,000 policy or a $50,000 policy, and you can do it. And, between me and you, I don't care what the salespeople say. If it's a pick and drop, people think, when you pick it up from one location and then you drop it and, deliver it, it will minimize the damages. No, it's not. There's a thing, it's called SIT. SIT stands for in transit. When the furniture and those big 53-foot trailers, okay, driving on those big highways, 2,000 miles, 2,500 miles, everything shakes. We stuck everything like Tetris, if you know the game Tetris, very tight to make sure that nothing will move, But then again, it does shakes. And if you have a bookcase of, Office Depot, it will damage. So yeah, we have those, we do have customers that, presswood items get broken and they go all over the social media and they make me look really bad. You got people that really things that meaningful to them, that they were expensive, broke and they go all over, which I don't blame them. If I was in their place, I wouldn't blame them. I would have probably done the same thing, But then again, what I'm saying is, give those companies, like the chance to, to fix things, So there's a lot of customers out there. The first thing they do is they call the company, yelling. The energy is really bad. The verbally words, insane. I have everything in recording. My girls over here, I wish I can pay them an arm and a leg. What they're going through. They're doing a job. Oh my God, what they're dealing with, they should have gone to school and become a psychologist. So yeah, because customers, there's a lot of things even that doesn't worth anything. It's just sentimental. Your grandmother left you, let's say, a chair. That has no value to it. But it's sentimental, and I get it. The first thing you get a call, and the F curse comes out. What the F, what the F, and what the F, and blah, blah, blah. And they're barking, and I can see my girls like looking at me and like they move the phone out of the air because the customer is screaming, and they go all over the social media. What could I do to fix it? Let me know. I will do it. You know what I mean? Nothing in our industry and my company, I can vouch for, nothing happened purposely. Now, if something does happen purposely, those are the apples, the bad apples that you have in your tree. Now, today, 99% of every big company that has 100 employees and more, 99% of those companies must have like 1, 2, 3, maybe 5, maybe 10 bad apples. It's an employee. You know what I mean? Employee. Not all of them care about things like me or you or anybody else. Everybody's the individual. In the past, when an employee did something and I told him, listen, I'm sorry, I don't like to use the word you fired, but you have to, you have to let go. You have to go because I don't like people that spit on the plate that you eat from. And I hired another employee. There was no difference. You know what I mean? You got to get lucky. You know what I mean? So in my industry, I used to work for major van lines in the past. I'm doing this 20 years already. And doing the 20 years when I used to drive a trailer and everything, the major van lines that went out of business I used to work for, 99% they went out of business because employees. I got a beautiful answer for you for that one. I agree with you that brokers, a lot of them, promise more than what they can deliver. Does that make sense? Usually a broker, when he books a job, those brokers work with companies, not all of them, but a broker that respects himself, he keeps like good companies under his umbrella, okay? So let's say Arrow, for instance, when he booked that job, Debbie Thompson, he promised her 2 trucks and this and straight delivery and a lot of stuff. Now, there is 7 months in this industry that it's on the money. There is 5 months out of the year. Once kids get out of school, there is 5 critical months out of the year in the moving industry, okay, that it's almost impossible because it's very busy. It's those months right now. So 90% of what the ones that I work with, when they give me the job, I deliver everything they promise, 90%. 10% is only when things like MCU happens. What's MCU stands for? Mechanical condition unknown. Meaning, let's say the broker promised right now, one of my consumers, a delicate 53-foot trailer, tractor trailer. Now I got 14 of them outside, okay? But the one that I dispatched to go to California and do the pickup broke down on me. And I have 2 straight trucks in California right now. Now, I don't want the customer to wait too much. So I will call my driver and be like, 2 straight trucks, immediately go over there, start the service. You understand? And then what happened, they pick up the job with the 2 straight trucks, and then we do back-to-back to the trailer after, it comes out of the mechanic, and then we continue the job. Was that just like the broker promised? No. But that's what happened, on the streets. People gotta understand, when your business is depend on the tires, there is never 100%. Never. My phone all day with drivers. I got stuck on this, I got stuck there, my AC, all that stuff, So it's 90%. I can vouch for my company. 90% I deliver. To let the consumer, I tell you what's going on. They go to Google and they type in local moving companies in Las Vegas or Georgia or whatever they form, And then you have all those lead companies come in. What the lead company does, take that lead and sells it like 10 times. So who's buying them? I'm buying them as a company, the individual. Broker's buying them. And there is like 10 people on that customers, 10 companies on that consumer. So what happened with the consumer? The consumer wants everything for free. Now, if you do not want everything for free, why are you going with the cheap rates? Go with the one that respects himself. Do some research. Today we have a lot of social media, So again, what kind of move do you want? A Gucci move or a 99 cents, move? You know what I mean? Now look, me, I'm not the 99 cents company and I'm not Gucci. I'm like the Walmart. I'm trying to keep my company where everybody could afford it. You know what I mean? I make penny on the penny. I'm all about quantity, quality, quantity of moves, and I'm trying to deliver everything on time. Now, as far as brokers, when you own a lot of trailers, and let's say right now I filled up a full trailer with my customers all the way to Georgia. When I get to Georgia, I'm empty. And that's the way this industry works. And customers knows about that. Now, when I get to Georgia, I'm empty. What I'm going to do, come all the way to Vegas empty? No. What do I do? I go to a local moving company over there, and I become a carrier for him. Meaning I charge him, let's say, $2 a cube. I will fill up the full trailer, and I will provide him delivery service. Okay? And that's what's going on, and that's the way my business works, and that's how all the moving company works. Okay? So today in the industry, there's a thing, it's called tariff. Just like the taxi companies. Today, every airport in the United States, whether it's Chicago, JFK, New York, Florida, every airport that you're going into and you get off the airport, the minute you get out and you see those taxis on the door, there is a big sign. The first mile, $3. Each additional mile, 25 cents. That's called the tariff. I wish, and you know what, if this video will go viral, I wish the DOT, Department of Transportation, will hear what I'm about to say. I wish they're going to make a tariff, and our industry too. Let's say hypothetical, $5 a cube, and to have all those brokers and all the companies not fight for the consumer. Because when I speak to my clients and I tell them $5 a cube, the broker comes and tells them $4.50 a cube. And then the third company comes, oh, listen, ma'am, I'll give you $300 in free parking for $4.25 a cube. And it goes on and on and on and on. And it becomes to a price where the customer steals the job. Now, they don't understand. They spend so little for a move like that. You know what I mean? What they're expecting. Now they're expecting to get a Gucci service for $1. You know what I mean? It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? So what we do is when we go to the customers, before we even, before we begin to work, we do a visual estimates. We go around the house to make sure that the list of items that they told the company, it's accurate. Now, the average consumer out there, which is 99%, and I'm willing to sign on it. I've been doing this for 20 years. Every time a customer, and let me give you a theory, you and your wife sitting down in your backyard, you decided to move. You call a local moving company, and you're like, I want to move from Georgia to New York. So the first question, okay, let's go through room by room and give me the list of items, the household goods you have in the house. We get to a question, how many boxes do you have? You can estimate. So what people do, about 20 boxes. But when we get there, it becomes 50, 60, 70 boxes. Man, you have to pay for the additional space on the truck. That's when they get freaked out already. Now, what do I do with my company? There is a list of items. We go to our customers. We're here to pick up the list of items. Anything, you didn't told us is going to be additional space, additional money. And, it doesn't stop from day one already, the communication and everything, thank God my ratio of complaints goes to about like 4% with the amount of pickups that we do. So I'm not happy with the 4%, but compared to my competition out there, I'm pretty happy about the results, because every complaint that I got, I take care of it, What I will advise them today, few things. One, it doesn't matter which company you're using, whether it's the small mom pop business or it's the van lines or anything like that, to take the personal stuff, such as money, jewelry, special documents, all that stuff. Even with UPS and FedEx, the same thing. Would you take $20,000, $30,000 and put it in a shoebox and deliver it with UPS or FedEx? No. The same thing with a moving company. And the reason for it, the assistant, the employees in the industry, what they do is when they pick you up with a straight truck, it goes from the house to the straight truck. In most cases, it goes into a warehouse, and then from the warehouse to a tractor trailer, and then from the trailer to the second house, in the other location. So it's a lot of hands on it. Now, a tractor trailer, sometimes you can put one customer, you can put 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. It's a big tractor trailer. So we do separation between jobs, with cardboard, plywood, whatever it takes, A lot of times, what I will advise customers, one, to use large boxes, wardrobe boxes. Minimum 4.5 cube boxes, even if they have to take all the miscellaneous items and to put it in a 4.5 or 5 cubic feet box. So all the small items, the size of a shoebox, not going to get lost. Now, it doesn't get lost because the employees steal it. It gets lost sometimes in between the jobs. Even though you do a separation, a lot of times it falls to another job and the driver by mistake delivered to a different customer. You know what I mean? And it becomes a chaos. So what I will advise, absolutely, one, to do the packing right. Customers don't like to spend money on the packing. I get it. Do it yourself. You fill up a box, fill it up all the way till the end. Because then they complain, my boxes got to my house crashed. Really? You just filled it up 80%, 90%. So there is an air in the top, so it crashed, So they make you look bad. So with my experience in this industry, I can see that 20% of the complaints in the social media on the money, spot on. Those are really customers that got hurt with moving companies. There is like 40%, that they're going after the insurance. And definitely there is 40% that exaggerated, meaning there is a scratch on the chair. Guess what? My whole job is destroyed, and they're going to try it again. We're going back to the insurance company. They try to squeeze money. So to the ones that are 20% that really got hurt in the moving industry, by purposely or not purposely, by the employee or not employee, yeah, research, it's a beautiful thing. Today I buy shoes, I buy a belt, I do research. What's the best store for me to go and buy it? Does it always work? Not really, but in most cases it is. Two, I will advise consumers to pack their own stuff, for sure. Not because the company don't have confidence in themselves, but because the consumer have more caring than the individual employee or just a stranger that it's his full-time job to come and pack his all China, dishes or anything like that, So if I ever move me and I have a lot of moving experience, guess what? I'll pack everything myself, me and my wife. I will not let anybody pack my stuff. Three, what else? What I will advise, And stuff like I said, like jewelry, passports, stuff like that. Don't fill up your dresses. A lot of people today, to save space on those trucks, what they do in the master bedroom or any rooms, every dresser and nightstand, they fill it up with books and stuff like that. And today the furniture, 90% is all pressed wood. The more weight you put on those dresses, it breaks down. Today it's hard for you as a consumer to tell who's who. Even the one that is a local, let's say you're in New York and you see a local New York movers. Guess what? That company could be out of Texas, you know? So today with all the, it's hard to tell. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, a lot of people today, they use Vonage and all that, and they actually have even the same zip code as you. Like, let's say you are 347 or 718, and hey, we're like 2 miles away from you. And they can have a guy maybe in New York that will come over your house and give you maybe even a visual estimate. Things like that happen. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. You know what I mean? The only thing what I would advise, I mean, to do it, again, social media, Google, to search, to fill the company, how long they've been in business, I mean, how long they operate.